Welcome to Versus Character Cards!
What's up and welcome to Versus Character Cards, the Versus show without the verses. In this series, instead of analyzing two fighters to see who would win in a battle to the death, we only cover one fighter at a time. We research who they are and what they can do, and you can use what we talked about today in your own show. Kinda like a versus cheat sheet or respect thread in video form. And be sure to stay tuned for after the episode so you can see who we are covering next. But for today, it's Makunouchi Ippo from Hajime no Ippo. Fiction is full of great boxers, like Rocky, or when it comes to video games you may think of Little Mac or Balrog from Street Fighter. But on the topic of anime, no one comes to mind faster than this featherweight fighter. So let's stop talking and see what power Ippo is packing in those punches.
このカニもらっていいカニ
Growing up, Ippo didn't have a lot of freedom. He unfortunately lost his father at a very young age, and spent his time growing up helping his mom with their fishing store. While all the heavy lifting and moving stuff around helped prepare him for his future boxing career, it didn't exactly help his social life. He didn't have time to make friends or go out other places at all. It was just do school, come home and work. And this made him an easy target for bullying since he had no friends to support him. Luckily though, during one of his regular beatings, the legendary Takamura happened to be jogging by. Takamura stepped in, saved Ippo, and took him to recover at the Kamogawa gym, where Ippo would discover and fall in love with the sport of boxing. Shortly after, Ippo decided he wanted to join the gym and got his professional boxing license so he could finally learn what it meant to be strong. Even though he acts like he hasn't found the answer yet, Ippo is definitely pretty tough. He uses an in-fighter boxing style, which means he gets in close and uses his raw speed and power to rush his opponents, with not much regard for defense. Luckily though, all the bullying he's faced made him tough enough to take it. I mean, Ippo can still stay standing and fight on instinct even when he's completely unconscious. The dude's tough, but his raw power and speed alone didn't get him as far as he is now. He's also packed full of different techniques. There's feinting, where Ippo throws a fake punch to trick his opponents, creating an after image that they focus on while he throws the real punch with his other arm. There's the liver blow, a gut punch strong enough to break ribs. Then there's the gazelle punch, an uppercut powerful enough to nearly lift people off their feet. Then of course there's his most iconic move, the Dempsey roll, a powerful barrage of bobs, weaves, and punches from left to right. Anytime someone creates a counter to the Dempsey roll, Ippo finds a way to upgrade it and counter that, even if they make Dempsey roll counters. But those are just his attacks that do standard physical damage. Ippo has a ton more with special and unique attributes. There's the 1 centimeter punch. If Ippo barely grazes the tip of your chin, you'll be temporarily paralyzed from the waist down. Not too bad in a boxing match, it's just another down, but in an actual fight to the death like in a versus match, this is gonna be important. Next up is the heartbreak shot that he learned from Date. It's a corkscrew punch aimed at the opponent's chest that can stop their heart and stun them for a full second. Then finally there's Tekken, or Iron Fist. No, not the game. It's a punch so powerful that it can leave the shape of your fist imprinted in your opponent's skin, even if you're wearing a glove. It completely shatters the opponent's bones and sends them piercing into their organs. It's brutal, one of the hardest anime punches you'll ever see. Not only does Ippo have this, but he's trained it into his Dempsey roll. Pretty scary stuff. As you can tell, Ippo's pretty strong, with all the bone breaking, rib shattering. He's even punched out a vending machine once. But there's also the fact that he scales in strength to Takamura when he nearly tied him in an arm wrestling contest. Also, he suffers tons of abuse from Takamura. For reference on how tough that makes him, Takamura was able to defeat a black bear that could shatter trees with a single swipe. He's no slouch in durability either though. Like I said, he's toughened up from getting bullied so much. He can endure broken bones, broken fists, and withstand anything he can put out. He also survived a 2-ton collision with Kojima, and then knocked him unconscious with the very next punch. A lot of his power also comes from the speed he's able to put behind it. He has consistently moved faster than the eye can see, he outpaced Hayami who can punch up to 9 times per second, and he scales to Miyata whose punches exceed the speed of sound, creating sonic booms. And of course, once again, he scales to Takamura who is even faster than that. Ippo's not letting anything go to waste doing this either, he has tons of energy to go around. You're probably used to hearing the typical 3 rounds of boxing, but Ippo can actually go for more than 6, and wear down the stamina of Date-san who can go for 10. Against Volg, Ippo even spent nearly an entire round holding his breath. And, like I said earlier, Ippo can fight even when he's completely unconscious. Just like his manga, Ippo's stamina seems endless. And hopefully his career will be too. Time for the conclusion segment. In conclusion, we have no fan art this time. Oh no, please send some in the Discord or to me on Twitter. But also in conclusion, Ippo is incredibly powerful. I mean, he's not anything crazy in the entire scope of fiction, but for his personal power class, he shatters all expectations. This leads him to coming out on top in a lot of his most popular matchups, like Little Mac from Punch-Out or Joe Yabuki from Ashita no Joe. While Mac and Joe may slightly surpass Ippo in power, Ippo dominates them and overshadows them in every other category. His supersonic speeds, his incredible stamina, and his wide arsenal of moves with unique attributes. In order for Ippo to lose in a fair fight like this, you'd have to find an opponent that can somehow kind of resist these nerve-based or stunning attacks that he has. Cause they're pretty effective against other wall or even small building-busting characters. So yeah, while Ippo and his universe may seem more grounded from an outward appearance, don't underestimate it. Now let's see who's next.
Next time on Versus Character Cards, it's Invader Zim.